making sure they're fully warmed up for the tip. We are live. It's a Thursday night presentation here on 2K Sports. Alongside Greg Anthony and Stan Van Gundy, this is Kevin Harlan. David Aldridge will be joining us from the sidelines. As we approach the halfway mark, let's take a look at how everything in the East right now stands. You look at Miami. They've managed to crawl down to the 9th best record in the conference.
And right now for Miami, they had much bigger things in mind when the season started. They didn't think of themselves as a middle-of-the-road club, but right now that's where they are.
Yeah, they wanted to accomplish more this season, but things haven't quite worked out. Some bad breaks along the way.
So here's Miami's starting group. Wiggins is out there with Hero. Then it's Bam Adebayo. Then there's Kyle Anderson. And it's Ware in at the 5. And for Utah, Sexton is the point. Clarkson is in at 2. Markkanen is out there with John Collins. And it's Juzang in at the 3. Around mid-season, Stan, when you were coaching, would you still try out new plays and tactics and schemes? Or was the recipe set? Was the formula in and that was it?
Well, Kevin, the bulk of what you do is set, but you're always tinkering. And as people start figuring you out, you've got to have counters to what you're doing. So your system is always evolving. You're always trying to get better, and you're always doing new things. Yeah, he's crafty in the two-man game. Hero getting the space he needs.
Clarkson finds Collins. Clarkson is screen on Adebayo. Markkanen can't get it to go. And it's Anderson with the ball for Miami. Pass to Wiggins. Here's Ware. He's guarded by Collins. Ware passes to Hero. No good with the triple. Utah's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. To the middle, Collins. And finished off by Collins.
Collins so active around the rim.
First quarter, about a minute and a half in. Sexton against Hero. Wiggins passes to Ware. Here's Markkanen. It's Adebayo with the rebound.
Well, this isn't the start they wanted. Need to just settle down and move the ball for better shots.
Wiggins in the post. Defended by Sexton. And it's Wiggins missing. The Jazz have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Pass to Markkanen. Sexton with the screen for Markkanen. 6 to shoot. Back to Sexton. With the shot. The shot by Clarkson, no good.
Yeah, slow start for them offensively. 1 for 5. They need to be more patient and find a better look.
Anderson right side. The rebound by the Jazz.
Well, and even though he couldn't get that one to fall, that's a shot they want him taking.
And guys, hold on now. I'm getting word we have Shams Charania calling in. Shams, what do you have for us?
Well, guys, Lauri Markkanen had said all along he was content to stay in Utah. And after signing a contract extension, he remains with the Jazz. He turns 28 in May, so he's just entering his prime. There's plenty of runway left if the Jazz think he can guide them back to the playoff mix. And with the timing of when Markkanen signed his extension, he is not trade eligible during this season.
Shams, we really appreciate the update. We know how detailed you are. Thanks so much.
Just so many things Markkanen can do to help your team on both sides.
First trip to the line for him here.
Shoot 2.
And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point.
And what I love about Markkanen, he takes care of the basketball, and that's a result of being patient, playing smart, and just generally getting his points within the flow of the offense.
And Markkanen drops them both. You know, Greg, thinking back to the glory days in Utah, they went to back-to-back finals in 97 and 98.
Unfortunately, though, Kevin, that Stockton-Malone era, they just couldn't overcome the dynastic Bulls. The Jazz still searching for that first NBA title.
And timeout is called by Eric Spoelstra. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. And a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. Taking a look at Orlando. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
And right now, for Miami, they're still sorting out their roster, trying to find a way to unlock their full potential in a holding pattern, if you will. And that could change, though, at any moment.
Now, here's Anderson. Still scoreless. And Kyle Anderson gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Well, that's already his second foul, and that puts the coach in a tough position.
The Heat making a switch here. Robinson's checked in. Pass to Sexton. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
You know, beautiful move there by Sexton. Read the defender and has the body control to adjust.
And it's Wiggins with the ball for the Miami Heat. Last time they met was in Miami.
And they had to scrape and claw to get the win the last time these two teams went head-to-head. It came down to a few key free throws at the end.
They get it back. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Is on Colin Sexton.
There's a guy who just stays active all the time. Bam Adebayo.
They stand from 15 feet in. Not many players more dangerous in this NBA than Bam Adebayo.
No, there's not, Kevin. He's got the total package when he gets in the mid-range area on down. He can shoot the mid-range jumper above the rim to finish. He can score with his back to the basket, and he's an outstanding passer.
We haven't mentioned his defense, right? Because his defense is off the charts.
Always an all-defense consideration.
Now, here's Markkanen. 17 points in his last outing.
Hey, look, you got to keep Markkanen out of the paint. He's just too big on that block and imposes his will.
The Heat trail by 5.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Hero against Sexton. Here's where the 19-footer is on the money.
Well, he can beat you in a lot of ways. Very challenging to defend.
Jazz have gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. Now, here's Markkanen. A good portion of the scoring has come from him. He averages more than 18 points a game. And no one near Clarkson as he lets it go. Sinks the three-pointer.
Yeah, he's a decent threat from deep. And when Clarkson is on from there, it opens up everything else for him.
And he gets the bucket. Jazz leading by 4. Clarkson outside. Outside, Markkanen. And a miss there on the triple.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Wiggins finds Hero. Clarkson against Wiggins. Just 5 to shoot. Where Collins grabs the miss. Utah is gone, just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Jordan Clarkson can be so crafty, able to navigate the foul and get his shot to go.
Kevin Love's checked in for the Heat. John Collins was a force in his first few years, Stan, but hasn't seemed to match that level of success since that time. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think there's a few reasons, Kevin. Number one, I just think it's a lot about opportunity, and he went from being the number 2 guy on a team to being the 3rd, 4th, even at times 5th guy on the floor, so he's not getting as much opportunity. He doesn't have as much opportunity to play some of his minutes as a center now, and that was always where he could get a quickness advantage. So even where he is now, though, this guy is a very good player and has gotten to the point he's underrated.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Caught up with Will Hardy a few minutes ago. They were raving about an opposing player, in this case, Andrew Wiggins. Coach said, I have tons of respect for Wiggins. 100% effort on both ends. Andrew can beat you scoring it, but he can also be a shutdown defender. High praise for Wiggins, the former 1st overall pick. Kevin?
Okay, David, thanks.
Well, great to see in-sync offense like this. The pass is perfectly timed, and Collins rises up and puts it down.
And timeout is called by Eric Spoelstra. Looking for a breather, and maybe just 1 or 2 things to talk about.
And let's see some of the numbers here on Lauri Markkanen. A wonderful string of games he's put together here lately. He's averaging 20 points, 11 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he is such a huge part of what this team does on offense.
Yeah, their entire system would look different if they didn't have this guy to depend on.
Now, Hero, 17 points in his last outing. And a wide open look here for Wiggins. That misses, had a chance to tie it there. In the corner, it's Clarkson. Latrey connects from 3-point range. And it's a 6-point Utah lead.
A real source of instant offense. Clarkson is not shy when it comes to shooting the ball.
And here's Hero. He'll bring it up for Miami. They come in fresh off a win against the Warriors.
And really showed their depth when they needed it most. On the road, having to manufacture points.
And those are the games you need as a squad. Proving to yourself you can go win in a hostile environment.
Here's Clarkson following the basket by Kevin Love. Clarkson passes to Juzak. Over Robinson. And there's another one for the Jazz. And it's the Heat with the ball. They trail by 6. Sexton against Hero. With the drive. Here's Love. And it's Miami with another.
A sweet spot of Love's. He relishes any chance he gets to shoot from the mid-range.
The Jazz have gone 50% from the field in the first quarter, 8 of 16. Here's Juzang, guarded by Robinson. The shot by Markkanen, nobody around. No good on the triple.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Hero against Sexton. Shots good by Hero. Now just a 2-point Jazz lead.
Well, what a quarter he's had. You can tell he's in the flow. They should be looking for him every possession.
The Jazz shooting 47% here so far. And Will Hardy calls timeout here. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. Nikola Jovic has checked in for Miami. Rozier comes in for Hero. On defense, Miami. Now, here's Sexton. 14 points from him the last game against Atlanta. Pass to Sensabaugh. Clock at 4. spins. And it's Miami with the rebound. Things really clicking for him at the offensive end.
They're making good decisions, not wasting these opportunities.
This league, Stan, and you've watched it and coached it for years, has the best players in the entire world. And some guys, though, can kind of be overlooked. Like Terry Rozier, for instance.
Yeah, look, here's a guy who's averaged 28 points a game. He can create offense for other people. He plays hard, was an outstanding defender early in his career. He's an important piece for any team he's on.
And what speed and Stan, what athleticism.
Yeah, no question about it. This guy's somebody who shouldn't be under the radar.
That one drops. He ties it up. Well, the Miami Heat have always been in contention, Stan, for the East, and you've worked in the organization. Why is that?
Well, look, Kevin, I'll admit to a bit of a bias here, but they have a great coach, maybe the best in the league. He's been there since 2008. That consistency and continuity really helps, and this team expects themselves to win no matter what they go through.
Rozier finds Wiggins. Back to Rozier. Three-pointer. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. Rozier's got it all tied up now for the Heat.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Kept alive. Outside for George. The open look here for Sexton. That three off the mark.
Well, the defense catches a break there. You expect him to make those.
In the corner, it's Robinson. And again, Miami with the triple.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
The Jazz shooting to start out this game about 43%. There's 1:26 left in the first. Here's Sensabaugh. Guarded by Robinson. Sexton against Rozier. It's rebounded by Jovic. On offense, here are the Heat. They're on a 14-5 run here. In the corner, it's Wiggins. Filipowski grabs the board. Jazz trail by 3. Pass to Sexton. Here's Sensabaugh. Rozier defending. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And Dwayne Wade is the first Heat player to be honored with a statue. And Greg, that's pretty significant for a very successful franchise.
And Kevin, well-deserved, right? D-Wade, the best player in franchise history. He helped bring 3 championships to the city. Plus, he's already got a street named after him.
And he makes the first. And for the Jazz, the last few seasons, Coach, have been a period of rebuilding.
Yeah, it has, Kevin. You know they acquired a lot of draft capital when they traded Gobert and Mitchell, and they've since drafted a lot of young talent and still have plenty of picks to work with.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Lauri Markkanen comes in for Filipowski, and it's Williams in for Sexton.
Yeah, great effort tonight, and he's been rewarded with trips to the line.
Adebayo with a screen on George. Rozier the pass to Adebayo. Good work there as it goes. And the Heat lead by 3.
Well, in the two-man game, Adebayo can play either role. This time he sets the screen, gets it back, and scores.
Now, here is George. He's coming off a 10-point game against Atlanta.
Well, and he was also doing a great job feeding his teammates, racking up the assists. So important to team chemistry.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
The Jazz shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
And on the season, you know, they're hitting about 76%, which is a decent rate.
Shooting 2.
That free throw, no good.
Name a type of shot Keontae George can hit it, more than capable of scoring at all three levels.
That one misses.
Well, that's a rarity for him, not being able to cash in on the trip to the line.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
Outside Robinson. There's the three. No good on that one. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Heat out front. They finish off the first quarter with a massive 16-7 run. We'll take a quick break, then get you back to the action. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for Miami.
Well, they're in a great flow. The ball's moving. All those assisted buckets means the offense is running well.
And also, they're doing something you don't see as much anymore, and that is converting time and time again from the mid-range.
Here's Rozier. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Golden State.
Well, and he was also doing a great job feeding his teammates, racking up the assists. So important to team chemistry.
So with Wiggins sitting on the bench, this is who Eric Spoelstra has on the floor. Bam Adebayo is out there with Kevin Love. Then it's Robinson. Then there's Terry Rozier. And it's Jaquez in at the 3 spot. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, thank you. The Utah Jazz last season became one of the first teams in the league to move their games to broadcast television. It's a gamble, but they just about tripled their reach. And with the rapid growth in the region, they have a chance to attract new fans. And Kevin, no doubt, other NBA teams are keen to see how this goes.
Oh, David, no question at all. And we thank you for your report. Here's Sensabaugh. He's guarded by Love. Pass to Sensabaugh.
Just great individual defense there from Adebayo, really utilizing that length.
Now Rozier, defended by George. Love with the screen on George. Rozier the pass to Love. The rebound by the Jazz. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
They just got overwhelmed. We knew that game was going to be a tough one for them, and we were right.
Well, it's never fun when you're expected to lose a game. You just got to put it behind you, not carry it into the next one.
Now, here is Robinson. 17 points for him last game against the Golden State Warriors. Jaquez with the bucket.
Well, you got to honor the three-point shot of Jaquez Jr., especially when he's lurking around these corner spots.
Jazz trail by 6. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Markkanen can't get it to go.
Not sure why he keeps trying his luck from deep here. It's just not his night.
Right side Robinson, the 15-footer. Markkanen pulls it in. Markkanen's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Pass to George. There's the lob to Markkanen. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Adebayo. Yes, Adebayo.
Great energy on the deflection and a good job disrupting their offense.
Yeah, there's nothing easy on offense. Coaches love seeing that kind of hustle on the defensive end.
Now, here is George. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Martin inside. Adebayo on him. Stan, we talk about this every night. So much great young talent coming into the NBA. Is there one player, though, in particular, who right now stands out to you?
Well, I have to say, Kevin, Victor Wembanyama. I don't know that we have ever seen a guy of that size do the things that he does. Now, you can say, well, what about Nikola Jokic? Well, Nikola Jokic, first of all, is not Victor Wembanyama's size. And then Victor's handle and his length. The guy's incredible. He's going to be the face of the NBA for a long, long time.
And Will Hardy calls timeout here. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. Looking now at some numbers for Lauri Markkanen.
The most positive thing about his last 10 games, the work on defense. His mindset has become very aggressive. The steals are up, and he's becoming a big factor on the defensive end.
And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. Rozier against George. Pass to Sensabaugh. 6 on the shot clock. Outside, Martin. Over Love. And it's Martin missing.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
Well, Greg, over the last few seasons, one area of consistency for the Jazz has been their rebounding.
Yeah, and they have some size, and they make controlling the boards a focal point. When you're playing Utah, you better be ready to put a body on somebody.
And we'll have a timeout called by Erik Spoelstra. Wants to talk some things over, might be seeing some things to adjust. For the Jazz, John Collins comes in for Martin. And it's Clarkson in for Williams. And Miami with a change here, too. Nikola Jovic is checked in for Bam Adebayo. And the first one at the line is good. And Erik Spoelstra, the head coach of the Miami Heat, receiving a record 8-year, $120 million extension. Greg, that's some big dough.
Is it ever? And remains coaching for the only NBA franchise he's ever worked for. Already one of the most tenured head coaches in the association, and that figures to continue for a while.
Well, give credit to the defense for cutting him off. Normally, that'd be easy points for him at the rim.
Down low. Love, no luck.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to shoot his way out of this one or not.
The Jazz have missed a few free throws up to this point, shooting 4 of 7 from the foul line tonight.
Find the lane. Find the lane. One shot.
Jazz trail by 9. Clarkson dishes to Markkanen. Pass to Sensabaugh. Back to Markkanen. And Markkanen throws it down.
Well, you can't forget that Markkanen is an accomplished dunker.
Heat have gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway. Back to Robinson. That's in there. Love with the assist. Robinson's got 5 points so far.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
And here's Clarkson. He brings it up for Utah. Outside, George. Lobbed up there for Collins. Hammers the alley-oop through.
I'm sure his teammates love having a guy like Collins on the receiving end of those alley-oops. As fun an assist as you'll get.
The Heat leading by 7. Robinson with it. He has 5. Lets the 3 fly, and the 3 ball is good. Robinson's got 5 points now this quarter.
And this really is the story of the game. They've been outstanding from beyond the arc, especially in the second quarter.
Collins kicks to George. Markkanen against Love. Clarkson for three. It's hauled in by the Heat.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well. And that's just great work there to get in the shooter's space and then go and corral that backcourt.
George finds Clarkson. Markkanen sets the pick for Clarkson. Plays it up and banks it in. He's got 10.
Coming off the pick, Clarkson varies his pace to lose defenders.
So it's Miami now. 8-point game. Here's Rozier. He's got 9. Right side Robinson. Jaquez outside. Lock at 6. It's hauled in by Sensabaugh. Utah's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. George passes to Collins. Here's Sensabaugh. He's guarded by Love. Pass to Clarkson. That one good for 2. That's 12 points for Jordan Clarkson.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
The Heat leading by 6. And here is Robinson. He's got 8. A wide open look for Love. That's good, and it's Rozier with the assist. Rozier's got 3 assists now in this one. And Will Hardy is called timeout. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. A different look for Utah. Juzang's checked in, and it's Colin Sexton in for George. Here's Sexton. They've been leaning on him for a decent chunk of their offense. He's averaging over 15 points a game. Pass to Collins. Takes a 3. And it's Miami with the rebound.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
Well, his nickname might be Slow-Mo, but there was nothing slow about Anderson on that drive.
Now Clarkson, 12 points for him. Here's Juzang. Fires from deep. Hits the three-point bomb. Juzang's got 5.
Well, clearly some sort of defensive breakdown there. He is not the kind of guy you give room to at the arc.
Rozier finds 0. Here's Ware. He's guarded by Collins. Here's Rozier. 5 on the clock. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And awards now have a minimum amount of games needed to qualify. An interesting twist in this whole story.
Yeah, and it seems logical because of the uproar from the fans and the media that they implement this. And how can you be that impactful in reality, though, if you only play half the year?
They throw good, Wiggins. So, Stan, you can talk about this. We always hear about Heat culture, the Miami franchise, from top to bottom. Everybody is all in and focused in one direction, aren't they?
Yeah, Kevin, I think that is the greatest strength the Heat have had as an organization is they are all on the same page. And I think they've done it in large part is they have great continuity. If you just look up and down their staff, guys have been there forever, and that allows them to have a very consistent culture.
And teams have tried to copy that, and it's been very hard, hasn't it?
Well, it's been hard because the part they leave out is the consistency part. You can't build that kind of culture when you're making changes with your coaching staff and your front office every 2 to 3 years.
Now, here's Collins. 6 points for him. 6 on the shot clock. Clarkson. Rebound by the Heat. Ware's got his 5th rebound in this one. Wiggins in the post. A beautiful reverse layup. Wiggins has got the lead up to 12 now for the Heat. Sexton with it. There's the screen. Lets it go from 14. And it's Miami with the rebound.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Hero on the wing. He's covered by Clarkson. In transition, here come the Jazz. Here's Collins, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be on Andrew Wiggins.
Forcing the issue inside. Collins is hard to handle.
The Jazz have shot 5 of 8 from the foul line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Collins.
Well, what I like about Collins is that he doesn't play outside of himself, and that's why he shoots high percentages.
And Utah making a change here. Sensabaugh is checked in. And he makes both free throws.
They've hit every one of their free throws here in the second quarter. Very important when you're trailing.
Here's Hero. He's got 6. Anderson outside. Back to Hero. Anderson a screen on Clarkson. Hero kicks to Anderson. And it's John Collins with the rebound. Collins has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Pass to Clarkson. Here's Sensabaugh. It's Collins high post. Here's Sensabaugh. Covered by Wiggins. And here's Collins from outside. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Bam Adebayo is checked in for Kyle Anderson. The Heat leading by 10. Rozier the pass to Wiggins. Ware kicks to Rozier. Wiggins outside. The 3. And Juzang pulls it down.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Clarkson scans the floor and is able to see the widest opening they have.
And here is Rozier. 9 points in the game so far. Over in the corner, Hero. That one wide left. Utah has gotten into trouble with the 3 ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. Clarkson passes to Juzang. Here's Sensabaugh. There's the pick. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. Shot by Collins, no good. And here's Hero. He'll bring it up for Miami. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. This game is finished. They'll be off to Portland taking on the Trailblazers. They're in the midst of this long 6-game road trip. That will be game 4. .129 left in the first half. And at this point, Tyler Hero's used to hearing his name in just about every trade rumor that comes along, Stan. I would assume that's got to be a little disconcerting for a player.
It probably is, Kevin, but give him a lot of credit. It never seems to bother him, at least in terms of affecting his play on the floor. He still puts up big numbers. He plays with great confidence. Tyler Hero's an outstanding offensive player.
Utah with the ball after Terry Rozier's miss. Sexton the pass to Clarkson. Here's Juzang. He's guarded by Adebayo. Shot's good by Clarkson.
And that gets him going here in the second after hitting 2 from long range in that first.
The Heat leading by 5. Hero passes to Rozier. Rozier with the screen for Hero. The rebound by the Jazz. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Clarkson for 3. It's Adebayo with the rebounds. Adebayo's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Shot's good by Hero.
Well, when you look at what he's provided them on the offensive end, it's been an important part of why they're leading.
Hey, yo, right here.
Now Clarkson. The 10-footer. Headshot off. And so it's the Miami Heat bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thank you. Andrew, the energy and effort were apparent throughout that first half. How were you able to do it?
We had a good practice, working hard, really putting things together. Keep doing it and come out with a W.
Hey, thanks for your time. We appreciate it. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
Welcome, everybody. The story tonight has been a solid showing through the first half for the Miami Heat.
Their bench has impressed. You get a jolt of energy, all that offense. This is a well-rounded roster.
Yeah, team chemistry, a big point of emphasis for this organization. Let's look now and see how teams stack up across the league. It's our latest power rankings.
Well, right now for the Heat, they're a middle-of-the-pack team. Sure, they'll get some wins, but I don't know how much more beyond that.
Seems like they're missing a key piece or two. Maybe one of their younger guys will step up down the stretch.
Thank you for being with us. Now let's send it to Kevin Harlan for the second half tip.
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books, 1 half to go. You gotta like what Jordan Clarkson has done in this game.
I don't think he'll top the assist charts this year, but early on he's done a great job of keeping the ball hopping around.
Yeah, and I'm a little surprised, but he's been focused on passing the ball. You gotta give him credit.
Here's Wiggins. Sexton is the point. Clarkson is in at 2. John Collins is out there with Lauri Markkanen. And it's Juzang in at the small forward position. And that's the group for Will Hardy as they begin the second half. Now, here's Clarkson. After Tyler Hero's miss, Yepik goes in, and the Miami lead is cut down now to just 4 points with the basket from Clarkson. Anderson outside. Adebayo the screen. Anderson with the ball. Now defend. And it's a great finish!
Oh, my. Yeah, he's adding a little spice on that finish. I didn't know Bam had that in him.
Nice angle on that replay with the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Utah shooting 38% from the field. A pretty weak showing for them. Collins passes to Sexton. Back to Collins. No good from outside. The Heat leading by 6. And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. Hero against Sexton. No one near Adebayo as he lets it go. Off target with his 3. Utah's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Pass to Clarkson. Hero against Sexton. They set the pick. They grab their own miss. Collins, good.
Using all of his length. Collins able to grab the offensive rebound and finish the play.
Hero against Sexton. Now Hero. He's got 10. Here's Ware. Rebounded by the Jazz. Collins has got rebound number 8 now on the night. Clarkson against Wiggins. The drive by Clarkson. And Adebayo sends it back. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. Bam Adebayo talked about how his mentality has evolved over his career. He said, shoot the ball. I feel like that's been my evolution. It sounds very simple, but I came into this league as a defender. I feel like the progression's been shoot the ball, worry about everything else later. Kevin?
He certainly, D.A., is a two-way threat. Now Hero, after Jordan Clarkson missing on that last three-pointer. And Anderson kicks to Adebayo. Outside, Hero. And Adebayo throws it down hard.
Well, that's exactly what Adebayo's out there to do off the ball. Work the glass and get his team second chance opportunities.
And Will Hardy calls timeout here. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly. And we've got a quick moment now to take a look at the long-term rebounding numbers over several seasons for Bam Adebayo.
On the boards, he's been a much bigger presence these last few years than he had been prior. And he can be counted on now to make an impact with his rebounding. And that's a product of all the work he's put in down low.
Jazz trail by 6. Sexton the pass to Collins. And here's Clarkson. Lobbed up there for Collins. And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession. The grind of the NBA season wears on, but what a pleasure this year is turning out to be. Let's check out the West and see how the standings look. You look at the Jazz. They're down in the bottom of the conference. Their fans hope they can turn it around and show some improvement. And timeout is called by Eric Spoelstra. He wants to talk to his guys.
And let's check out the numbers for Sexton. How's the last month of basketball been for him? Averaging about 16 points, 7 assists, and 2 rebounds. Fantastic totals for him across the board. I wouldn't be surprised if he keeps rolling.
Yeah, and make no mistake, we're watching a special guy here, and his numbers only tell a fraction of the story.
Sexton against Hero. Adebayo with a screen on Sexton. And Adebayo with the basket on the assist from Hero. Hero's got assist number 5 here tonight. And here's Clarkson. He brings it up for the Jazz. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. Collins. And Ware pulls it down. Ware's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And now a 10-point Miami lead.
As the lead continues to grow, this is just heady, sound basketball.
Well, that third quarter is when you want to increase your lead. Really building it up before that final quarter.
Here's Sexton. Following the basket by Andrew Wiggins. Wiggins against Clarkson. To the inside. Wants to get it to Collins and does. Yep, that one goes. Collins has got 14 points for the game.
Yeah, we know Collins is great from distance, but I'd like to see him inside even more often.
Wiggins outside. There's a screen from downtown. Drains the three-pointer. 12 points for him.
Love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless, building this lead in every way possible.
Now, here's Collins. He's got 14. Pass to Juzang. Stolen by Anderson. And here we go. Wiggins heading to the hoop. Finished off the break. Wiggins has got 7 points here in this quarter.
Well, Wiggins is totally capable of running up the scoreboard, just has to get his shots.
Jazz trail by 13. Clarkson outside. Rebound by the Heat. Ware's got 11 rebounds in the game. Inside, stolen by Markkanen. Pass to Juzang. Three-pointer. Trains it from beyond the arc.
Well, Clarkson doesn't do huge assist numbers, but he won't waste a wide-open opportunity.
Here's Hero. He's got 10. Here's Ware. He's guarded by Collins. There's the lob to Hero. And here's the fast break. Clarkson leading the way. Outside, Sexton. Just 5 on the clock. Doesn't get it to drop for him.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Hero against Sexton. And Anderson has it in the corner. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Stan, you've been on the bench in the NBA for many decades. What were some of your biggest pet peeves as a coach?
Oh, my gosh, Kevin, that would be a long list. But the 2 biggest would be this. I think, number one, anytime there was a lack of effort, not running back on defense, things like that, that I had a hard time tolerating. And then mental breakdowns, things we had prepared for over and over and over again, and then guys just zone out and forget what they're supposed to do. Those were things that were hard to tolerate.
Especially when you would take such care in preparing them in every way. It's got to be just, excruciating.
Frustrating as heck.
Now, here's Collins. Sends the ball, no good.
And if they know what's good for them, that's the way they'll defend against him every time he takes the ball in the three-point lane.
Wiggins outside. Pass to Ware. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
And he rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish. Jazz trail by 14. Outside, Sexton. Back to Clarkson. Here's Markkanen from deep. And Rozier pulls it down.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Pass to Ware. Wiggins with it. Defended by Sexton. Wiggins kicks to Anderson. And it's John Collins with the rebound. Utah's gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half. Jacks up a 3. Drops in the tray. Sensabaugh's got 6.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
And so here is Miami. And it's Adebayo in the corner. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Now, we're used to the stretch big men these days, Stan. That's not Bam Adebayo's game, though. How is he still effective?
Well, Kevin, Bam is a highly skilled big in his own right. He just doesn't have the three-point shot. But he's got the ball handling, he's got the passing, and he's got the mid-range jumper, and he puts those things together into a very effective package.
Yeah, he has a good handle, doesn't he?
Oh, he's got a great handle. Well, you talk about a full 180. His play here in the second half has really come on. You can see his confidence building.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Filipowski, he's checked in for Markkanen, and Martin subbed in for John Collins. That one misses for Wiggins.
And the winner's mentality Wiggins has is commendable. A hard worker who wants to keep improving.
Back to Sexton. Clarkson outside. A three-pointer, no good.
He just doesn't look like himself this quarter. Something's missing.
Yeah, and sometimes guys just start pressing. The best thing for him is to just slow it down and concentrate on solid shot selection.
Now Rozier. After Jordan Clarkson missing on that last three-pointer. No one covering. Jovic has got the lead up to 14 now for Miami.
Known as a ferocious scorer, Rozier is also solid at knowing when to give it up.
The shot by Sexton, no good.
I like where he took that shot. The D was just too strong.
Love the pass to Rozier. Out to the right wing. Here's Jovic. His three-pointer's off the mark.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And there's a whistle. That goes on Terry Rozier. That'll be his second foul of the game. Williams, he's checked in for the Jazz. George comes in for Jordan Clarkson. And Utah has possession. They trail by 14. To the paint. Here's Sensabaugh. And he converts the layup. Sensabaugh's got 10. So Rozier will bring it up for the Heat. Pass to Jovic. Here's Rozier. And here's Love from the arc. Rebound by Williams.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the three. Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. The Heat leading by 10. Rozier with the ball. He's got 9. Wiggins surveying the floor. The putback. Great positioning on the putback. And the Heat lead by 12.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Here's Williams. It's hauled in by the Heat. Rozier for 3. Cans it from downtown. He's got 12.
Defensively, teams worry about Rozier's speed, so when he pulls up off the bounce, he usually gets a good look.
Pass to Sensabaugh. Sexton with a screen on Robinson. Here's Sensabaugh. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Miami's gone 3 of 7 from three-point range here in quarter number 3. And it's Wiggins missing. Jazz trail by 15. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Sensabaugh. Guarded by Robinson. Here's Williams. Outside, Sexton. Takes the 3. The shot by Williams, no good. And here is Rozier. Now Wiggins. He got it up. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's Andrew Wiggins making highlights for Miami. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. Back right after this. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Yeah, it's pretty to watch. It's great to have so many big men in the NBA who can dish it like this.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. So with Wiggins sitting on the bench, this is who Eric Spoelstra has on the floor. We've got Kevin Love. Robinson is out there with Terry Rozier. Then there's Jaime Jaquez. And it's Jovic in at the four-man position. 4 on the shot clock. Here's George. Rebound Love. Love's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here we go, one-on-one. Jaquez with the bucket.
Well, coming up the floor, you're not going to out-hustle Jaquez.
Jazz trail by 18. Now, here's George. Pass to Sensabaugh. George with the screen on Robinson. Here's Sensabaugh. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
Yeah, he's been able to turn it around after a rough first half. He's now looking much better offensively.
They set the screen. Here's Rozier, and he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
Man, Rozier getting up. Impressive to see someone his size finish with authority.
George with the ball. Pass to Williams. On the wing, Markkanen. Here's Sensabaugh. Guarded by Robinson.
And all you got to do is look at the rebounding margin as to why they hold the lead.
Well, the rebounding battle tells the story. There's a big gap between them right now.
Jaquez with the bucket.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
And the Jazz with possession here. 19-point game. George against Rozier. Williams kicks to Markkanen. Off target from outside. The Heat have gotten all 3 of their shots to drop here in the fourth quarter. They came out of the break on a roll. Rozier the pass to Love. Poke loose. Stolen by George. And now Utah, fast break. And George with the stuff.
Well, you got to keep George away from the basket or you can expect to get dunked on.
Here is Robinson. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Pass to Rozier. Shot clock at 6. Here's Jovic. Rebound, Utah. Outside, George. Picked off in midair. Here's Love. And it goes for the 5th time in 10 shots for him this game.
And the physical defense, not enough to stop Love. He's just too strong down low.
Jazz trail by 19. Outside, George. Pass to Williams. There's a good screen. Into the lane. Another shot. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That one on Jaquez. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Heat.
Well, they've been owning the painted area offensively. I love the intensity they're playing with down there.
And you can't ignore their passing. All game long, they've done a great job of just delivering the ball in rhythm right where it needs to be.
Greg, a lot of parity around the NBA. You think fans like that?
It's a great question, Kevin. And there are trade-offs, but as a league, you've got to foster competition
and live with the results. And the reality is, doesn't it feel better when there are more teams that have a legitimate chance to win it all?
And Williams drops them both. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Clarkson against Hero. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical.
Well, Robinson has heard a lot of criticism throughout the years, but the numbers show he's one of the most prolific three-point shooters in league history.
The Jazz making a switch here. Sensabaugh is checked in. 6 to shoot. Here's Rozier. Rebounded by the Jazz. Martin's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Sensabaugh. Robinson pulls it in. Robinson's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Here's Hero. Rebounded by Clarkson.
Yeah, credit the defense there, not allowing the easy layup.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Duncan Robinson. That is his first foul of the game. The Jazz making a switch here. Williams is checked in. Here's Williams. Outside, George. Down low. And Clarkson gets it to go on the assist by George. 20 points for Jordan Clarkson.
Well, when Clarkson gets going, he can be an elite scoring guard.
Rozier against George. And it's Rozier missing. And so it's Williams who brings it up for the Utah Jazz. They trail by 16. The Jazz working the ball around now. And the foul on Andrew Wiggins. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
On defense, the Heat to the middle. And finished off by Martin.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you can see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up. Well, Heat leading by 14. Outside, Hero. Martin against Anderson. Pass to Rozier. Driving in. Lays it up off the glass. Rozier's got 4 this quarter.
And we continue to see Rozier taking on more responsibility offensively. Nice finish inside.
Jazz have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9. Williams kicks to Martin. Williams sets a screen for Martin. Markkanen down low. Back to Clarkson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's hauled in by Hero. Heat have gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. The offensive rebound. Ware. Excellent D there from Markkanen.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession. This guy is a high flyer. I mean, especially for a power forward, and he needs to be as an undersized player.
A different look for Utah. John Collins, he's checked in for Williams. And it's Collins Sexton in for George. Adebayo is checked in for the Heat. Hero against Sexton. Outside, Hero. Looking to end his cold spell. And it's John Collins with the rebound.
Well, despite his lack of efficiency, the team has put together a good offensive effort tonight.
Sexton for 3. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Solid from deep. Sexton is a guy you want taking that.
The Heat leading by 10. And here's Wiggins. Outside, Hero. Back to Wiggins. Outside, Hero. And stolen by Sexton. Goes back up. A shot by Clarkson, no good.
Might be time for a little different approach. His shot hasn't been falling here in the second half.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And now a look at the upcoming schedule for the Utah Jazz. On Saturday, they'll go up against Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns. Then on Sunday, they'll tip off a homestand starting with the Brooklyn Nets.
And that matchup against the Hornets, you know they want to come out and make a big statement in that one. It won't be easy, but anything can happen.
The Jazz making a switch here. Juzang's checked in.
Yeah, Bam's a little undersized for his position, but he makes up for it with great effort, athleticism, and intensity.
Even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
And it's Utah's ball. They're on a 15-6 run. Sexton finds Markkanen. Now, here's Clarkson, covered by Wiggins. Clarkson passes to Markkanen. Just 5 to shoot. Sexton for 3, and Ware pulls it down. Ware's got rebound number 13 for him here tonight. Wiggins with it, now defended by Markkanen.
Being the aggressor there and getting rewarded for it. Love watching Wiggins get inside and draw the call.
He hits both from the stripe. Jazz trail by 12. They set the pick. That's a 2 from Sexton. Cans the shot from the wing. He'd have gone 5 of 12 from the field entering the fourth quarter. Pass to Adebayo. Back to Hero. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
Well, he brings the heat. Hero giving the people what they came to see.
And here's Clarkson. He brings it up for the Jazz. Here's Juzang. Back to Clarkson. And he lays it straight in. 22 points for Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah, I'd call this ideal scoring distance. It's almost too easy.
Well, Heat leading by 10. Now Wiggins. Pass to Hero. Trying to get open is Adebayo. And Hero the bucket on the assist by Wiggins.
And how about Harrell's body control, capable of still scoring even when the defense ups the ante in terms of physicality.
So it's Utah now. That's tipped and stolen by Wiggins. Rebounded by the Jazz.
And it's still a close game. I mean, despite the fact that they've struggled to compete on the boards.
That one misses for Collins. Jazz trail by 12. Outside, Sexton. Here's Juzang, defended by Anderson. Sexton finds Clarkson. Shot clock at 5.
Yeah, the defense there just got too close on Clarkson.
First one falls for him.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed
to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break. And this is one of the things they need to keep doing in the second half to get this win. Keep knocking down those free throws. They've been sensational here at the line.
Getting the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Eric Spoelstra coaching the team during the break. Now, he kept it simple in the huddle. He said, play smart. If we don't beat ourselves, we walk away with the win. Keep it simple, and we got this. Back to you guys.
Thanks, David. Sexton the pass to Clarkson. And finished off by Collins.
Nice job by Clarkson moving the ball there. His coaches would like to see a little more of that.
Miami leading by 8. Higgins outside. Back to Hero. And stolen by Sexton. Pass to Juzang. And it's off from three-point range. For Miami, they've gone 7 of 16 from the field here in the fourth. That's about 43%. Hero finds Wiggins. And that one's drained from the low block. Wiggins has got 13 points here in the second half alone. And Will Hardy is called timeout. Wants to make sure everybody's coordinated and intent. To the paint. Clarkson against Wiggins. The Jazz with another miss. The Heat leading by 10. To the inside. Here's Adebayo. Kicks it out to Wiggins. And the three off target. For the Jazz, this one's not looking good. Inside. Shot from the low block. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Well, Clarkson's one of those guards who's really good working on the inside.
Good on the first, and that brings them within single digits. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Miami's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Hero kicks to Ware. Wiggins outside. They set the pick. Stolen by Collins. Sexton dishes to Clarkson. Wiggins with the rebound. Miami leading by 8. Anderson in the post. Goes to the reverse layup and claps it in.
And it looks like just playing the last bit of this one out in what should be a nice win here for the Heat.
Great, generous ball movement tonight. A thing of beauty.
Yeah, a remarkable team effort. They got everyone involved.
And so they'll stretch their victory total to 19 on the season.
Really, they had their number this season. 2 wins, a home win, and an away win.
And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Andrew Wiggins.
Well, he was the catalyst for them tonight. Played a great all-around game, and you could see his teammates feeding off his energy.
Yeah, they've sucked the energy out of this arena. Tremendous effort on the road.
Yeah, and winning games on the road is huge, especially when you get them in such a convincing fashion.
Now, here's Clarkson. The runner, and Ware pulls it down. And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And we've got David Aldridge standing by on our sideline with the player of the game. David, it's all yours.
Hey, Kevin, thank you. Andrew, an impressive win for you guys. How will you look back on tonight?
It feels great, I think the whole team played great. We shared the ball, we grabbed rebounds, we made big possessions. So I think it was a great game.
Hey, Andrew, congrats again. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you for that, David. And that about wraps it up. With Stan Van Gundy, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching, folks, on 2K Sports. And as we leave you, let's take a look at our player of the game, Andrew Wiggins.